So what questions or wonderings might you have after taking a look at that criteria and applying it to your assessment item or items that you looked at to pull that learning target out of? Yes, ma'am.
We did vocabulary, our vocabulary quiz.
Okay.
And we realized that because it's all multiple choice, even though we were like, oh, it's vocab in context, and we have this passage there, we thought we were moving higher up, we realized that we really needed to add some more, have the students demonstrate their knowledge of the words in their own writing, so constructing their own sentences, and so we were going to add that because we were just covering around DOK 1 and 2.
Okay, so really you had multiple choice, DOK 1 and 2. You want to make it more appropriate for those students to be able to write in their own words about that vocabulary. Absolutely. Any other questions or wonderings or observations?
It just seems like changing from one level to another has to do with that verb that you choose when creating your question. We could take a simple multiple choice question that says identify, but then you could, instead of putting identify in there, you could explain or infer or what have you, so now you're moving up.
So what skill you're going to have that student perform with that item. And it could be very similar verbiage, but just changing up what it is that you're going to have that student do. Absolutely. Any other questionings, wonderings, or observations? At your table, I just passed out, you have a handout. And refer to this as the MAC board handout. So the MAC board is the Michigan Assessment Consortium in the state of Michigan, which anybody can become a member of. And they focus on assessment. And they have devised some tools and modules to work through. They provide white papers and information around assessment. This handout is around general guidelines on writing assessment items. That's okay. And it gives you the guideline and then a not yet example and a better example for some of them. And as you look at these, what I would like you to do is to take your assessment item or items with a partner and take a look at what of these guidelines do you recognize in your own assessment. Because you've been writing assessments for a while, I'm sure, have had some practice at it, and have some of these guidelines already written in. And so for your next task, you're going to take that same assessment, those items, and look at these guidelines. For example, number 4, do your assessment items use correct grammar? Sometimes when we use those selective response, we forget about the article for that item and we put it in the question stem instead of the answer, which gives students a clue onto what the right answer is. So are you really measuring their knowledge of the content, or that they understand, well, if it says A, it's not going to be the answer B, more land. One that I really want you to take a look at, though, is number 24. It's on the back. Because this one, over time, has changed because of how our assessment system is changing. It says, have only one correct answer. And I'll say with Smarter Balanced assessments, there are questions in which you'll have more than one correct answer. And students will be expected to select all that apply or all correct answers. And so with number 24, it's going to be, how do you word that stem for this type of question? What is the square root of 4? Select all correct answers. Okay, because there are 2 that are listed here. And with Smarter Balanced, Allison had shared with her math piece I don't know if it's on this one or another one, but there are some where you'll have multiple answers. Thank you. I left it at my seat. Where you have to answer, yes, this one follows this rule. No, this one doesn't. No, this one doesn't. Yes, this one does. There are questions where it says sometimes, always, and never. And so number 24, while it's in the guidelines, that is changing as our assessment has changed over time. And so having more than one correct answer is okay. It's all in how you word that STEM. So what I'd like you to do, again, is to take a look at your own assessment, look at the guidelines. What are some of the things that you see in your own assessment that align with these guidelines? So we'll just take a few minutes with that.